Okay, people, some more news in the world of video game adaptations. Today, there is a little bit of more information about the live action Zelda movie. It's still pretty far away, so we're going to take a look at that just after the intro. So, y'all know what you needs to do. Some news today before we continue. Yeah. So as always, don't forget like and subscribe. And the Legend of Zelda director is aiming for a live-action Miyazaki. This is coming from Entertainment Weekly. This news just dropped today, and Maze Runner filmmaker Wes Ball addresses his adaptation of the beloved video game. Maze Runner franchise director Wes Ball is a huge fan of The Legend of Zelda and a major admirer of the animated movies by legendary Spirited Away filmmaker Hayao Miyazaki. Ball tells EW that he hopes both these passions will be evident in his planned adaptation of the game series. Ball describes his vision as this awesome fantasy adventure movie that isn't like Lord of the Rings, it's its own thing. I've always said I would love to see a live-action Miyazaki. That wandering whimsy that he brings to things, I would love to see something like that. Nintendo announced in November that the company is developing a live-action Legend of Zelda film. Centered on the story-wielding character Link, Nintendo and Sony are co-producing the movie with Derek Connolly writing the screenplay and Ball both directing and producing, the latter with Joe Hardwick Jr. Since 1986, there have been more than 25 different games in the series, meaning the Zelda series, usually centered on the hero Link, who wields the famed Master Sword and fights alongside the Hylian Princess to protect their land from dark forces. So you have a picture of Wes Ball next to Tears of the Kingdom Zelda, but I don't know. I can't imagine too many people know who he is. Maybe if you're a fan of the Maze Runner series. It's going to be awesome, Ball promises. My whole life is led up to this moment. I grew up on Zelda and it's the most important property. I think that's untapped IP, if you will. So we very much are working hard to do something. We're not just trying to do it because we can. We want to make something really special. Ball is speaking to EW from New Zealand, where he currently is overseeing post-production of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, out in May of next year. The first entry in the series since 2017 Matt Reeves' War of the Planet of the Apes. The director hopes to shoot the video game adaptation after he finishes this current monkey business. Haha, you're funny. We're working on the script, and whether it's the next one or not, it's hard to exactly say. But certainly, the plan is after Apes is done, I have a little bit of rest for a moment, then dive into Zelda and hopefully give fans what they're hoping for, and also invite new people in. I think Nintendo's desire is to introduce people to the world that's been around for 40 years now. Ball himself has dreamed of bringing the Legend of Zelda movie to screens and even tweeted about his desire to do so way back in 2010 after seeing James Cameron's Avatar. Oh damn, I saw this tweet, but I didn't notice it was from 2010. That's like 13 years ago. Since I could never ever even hope to have chance to direct it, the next big mocap Avatar-like movie should be The Legend of Zelda, he wrote. You saw that tweet, Ball asked, when EW raised the subject. I had forgotten I'd ever done it. Someone dug it up after he was announced as the director for Zelda, and they put it out there. I was like, oh yeah, cool, that makes sense. James Cameron's one of the guys I looked up in terms of movies. He's able to do big giant spectacle, but he's still able to ground the stories in a way that's very relatable to broad audiences. Avatar inspired me to ultimately make my little short Ruin. That got me onto the Facts people, and they gave me the Maze Runner series. From there, it went to the Apes, and ultimately Zelda. So he directed a movie called Ruin. He directed a little short called Ruin, and that's it. And then just like that, he gets an entire series. So that article wasn't too much about Miyazaki. One little moment at the top. I have no idea what a live. Yeah, earlier on in the article he says, a live-action Miyazaki. I can't even really imagine what that would look like. I mean, Miyazaki has a specific type of animation that's softer than some of the other stuff. That's the only way I can think of putting it, softer. But I can't even really think of any examples that could potentially be like a live action Miyazaki. Maybe kind of like One Punch or whatever it's called, One Piece. Even though I haven't watched that on Netflix, it's also that's based on an anime, but this is kind of a different thing. It's kind of hard to understand what he means by that, but we'll see in 2 or 3 years before what any of that will look like. Well, that's it, folks. Just a little update on the live action Legend of Zelda movie, which we're definitely not going to see anything of for another 2 years at least. West Ball wants to go for live action Miyazaki, so I don't know how that's going to look, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think how that will look? Don't forget, like and subscribe, and keep gaming.